Get this going on there. Okay. So it just posted. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the instructions for your assignment today have just posted. It's called Guess Who American Revolution. I don't know if you've ever played the game Guess Who. Hopefully you've played that game and lived somewhat of a life, and had some fun doing that. So yeah, the game Guess Who, right? What you're going to do, if you've ever played the game Guess Who, you have to be like, does your person have black hair? And they're like, oh, no, and then you have to take down everybody, you have to guess all these things about them to try to figure out whether or not you can figure out who the last person is, right? Well, you're going to do kind of the same thing with your assignment, okay? Except for you're going to use the people of the American Revolution as compared to the people that are in the actual game Guess Who. Okay, so as for your instructions, all right, you're going to look up information for each Guess Who member, right, on the board. You're not going to be able to copy and paste today, and I'll tell you what that means in a second, all right? You must match up the picture of the person on the board to the names that are on the following slide. I will show you that. Once you've done that, you click on the person, and it will take you to another slide. So basically, you'll have a Guess Who board, and if you click on the person on the Guess Who board, it takes you to that person's slide with the information on it. So that way you can kind of play the game. I'll show you that in a minute. You will then must type in their first name and create at least a one-sentence description of how that person impacted the American Revolution. So again, it's not just a one sentence. It's not just, it's at least one sentence, and it's got to be a description of how that person impacted the American Revolution. If they were a leading general in the American Revolution, you should have enough to say in a sentence about what they did as far as impacting the American Revolution. Once you've completed it, you will find someone and play Guess Who. You guys are obviously at home, so it's a little more difficult, but you can do this over Zoom in breakout rooms if you so choose so. Now, you're going to use this link to help you guys get your information. So let me show you your slides first. So this is your Guess Who board, okay? So you've got all of these people in your American Revolution Guess Who board, all right? When you play the Guess Who game, like if I clicked on this girl right here, it takes me to her slide automatically. And then you're going to put her name, and you're going to put the information, your one-sentence description of what she did during the American Revolution, okay? Every person has their own slide on your Guess Who board, right? So as long as you complete your board, then whoever you click on, it takes you to their information. I don't know if you know who this is, but this is supposed to be George Washington, all right? And you would have a one-sentence description of George Washington, all right? You've got all your members here with their names in case you don't know who they are. Red means they're British, okay? Blue means that they're part of the Union, right? So as you are clicking on these people, right, you click on them, you give me your name, and you give me their one-sentence description of what they did during the American Revolution, okay? Now, where do you get your information? Well, I have provided you a link for all of you to get your information, so that way you do not have to go anywhere to find this, okay? So George Washington, you have a paragraph here. So what you're not going to do is just go in here and copy this, come over here, yeah, George Washington, and then you go, boom, I'm done, right? That is what you're not going to do, because otherwise that's obviously plagiarism. So what you're going to do, you're going to read this, all right, to figure out what he did during the American Revolution to tell me what his impact was. Well, one of them, it says, Washington served as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army from 1755 to 1783, and he often outmaneuvered the British Army despite the frequent numerical disadvantage. So technically, he was a leading general in the American Continental Army, and he was very smart in his tactics of fighting against the British. That sounds like a pretty dang good sentence to me, okay? And I found that literally just now right in here, okay? So when you do that, you'll type in your information to get you your one sentence and put George Washington's name right here, okay? You'll do that for all of these people. Their names are here, but if you don't know who this is on the website, their pictures are all the same. I took the same pictures from them, okay, to help you figure out who is who. and you also have their name and then their information. Okay. When you're done, obviously you will have all the information. And so when you're actually playing Guess Who and you click on them, it'll take you to their slide. Okay. But because you guys are at home, like the kids are in school today, they're going to get done and they're going to be playing Guess Who with one another. You guys are on Zoom. So if you want to Zoom with somebody to play this game when you are finished, I am 100% okay with that. If you want me to set it up, send me an email. I'll set it up and I'll put you guys in a breakout room. Okay. So that way you can play, or I'll even be in there if you want to, whatever. Okay. But your first task, obviously, go ahead and get your slides done. Okay. And then work on playing the game, or at least reviewing it over these people that are involved. Okay.